Hi, hello everyone. This is Erica Burnett. I'm dropping by again, do another video on one of my favorite techniques, which is paper masking with watercolor. So I'm going to do some painting today. So this piece of paper right here is watercolor paper. So I'm going to take that with some painter's tape, and I'm going to tape it down. And actually, I'm going to cut it in half first. And that's not long enough for me. I'm going to cut it in half first. Using my knife and my metal edge ruler. It doesn't have to be perfect, but close enough. Okay. All right. Take that. I'm going to take one end down. Oops. And I'm going to take another end and do the left side. Okay. Now I'm going to make my own little pattern. I have not a clue as to what this is going to look like. I never do. So another piece of paper here, another piece of paper, sorry. Another piece of painter's tape, put that down, take my metal edge ruler, and then I'm going to cut it into strips. Smaller strips than the previous ones I created. They're not all going to be the same width, but that's okay. One more. All right, all done. Put the cap back on here so I do not cut myself. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And honestly, I'm trying to make them even, but I know it's not always going to line up evenly, so that's perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine with that. Trying to keep this mat even so it's good for you guys to see. Okay. There you go. Now, I'm going to cross it at the bottom. And I'm going to cross it at the top. Okay, so whatever that's going to end up looking like, trust me when I tell you, I have not a clue what it's going to look like. So I'm getting some more water because I forgot to get it when I turned the camera on. Okay, that's my water. All right, now let's see what happens. I'm using Bermuda Bay and Crumb Cake from Stampin' Up! And Aged Mahogany from Tim Holtz. And I'm going to color it in. And I need a piece of paper towel, which I'm glad I'm right next to. Okay. And I'm going to start with the aged mahogany. And it's such a strong color. I don't want to use too much. Give it that little aged look. Do this side. That's a little bit too much water, but that's okay. You can always, when you do that, you can always go over it again if you like to darken it up. You can always go over it again. A little bit more. There you go. Okay. And sometimes you don't want to use a lot of water, which I experience. I'm very heavy handed, so a lot of times I do have issue with that. But water will sometimes seep underneath the painter's tape. So you definitely have to be careful about that. So keep water, a paper towel handy so you can kind of not make that mistake. The same mistake I did, and it may bleed over, but it may not look that bad where, you know, you can keep the design. I want that a little darker. A little darker. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to do this small space with that color, but since I made an accident just now and wiped it in, I will use it. No big deal. Do it on this side as well. Okay. And down here too. Why not? Since I made a mistake, might as well keep going. Okay. All right. So now that's all I'm going to do with that color because it's such a powerful color. Now I'm going to go with the Bermuda Bay and see how I do with that. And Bermuda Bay is such a pretty color. A little bit of water. Looks like I need a little bit more. Okay. That's another powerful color. Okay, now we're going to do crumb cake. As you can see, I wiped into the wrong thing, which is fine. Which is fine. That works as well. It doesn't always have to be perfect. The colors don't always have to be perfect. I mess up consistently. I'm always making mistakes. All the time. Always making mistakes. Okay, done with that. So now I am going to blow dry this, get it a little dry. With a heating tool. Okay, so now I'm going to take the strips off. It's not looking the way I wanted it to look. But doesn't look bad. Let's see. All done with that. So now I'm going to take it and blow dry it a little bit more. Turning it over helps to bend it back in shape. Now actually that does not look as bad as I thought it might look. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it might look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rubber stamp and stamp some black ink on it. I'm going to do that. Not looking to make it real even, just to place it down. Now, that's a little faded, which is fine. It does not have to be perfect. Does not have to be perfect. So this is where a marker comes in. Now I'm going to take it and clean it up a little bit. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's all I needed to do. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. Okay. That's it. All right, so up close, whoop, turn it this way. That's what that looks like. All right, so now I'm going to hear it and give it a little trim. Make sure. Okay. Okay, adhere this here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put it on this cardstock. And I'm not even sure if I like that with that. I'm not so certain. That might do. Let's see. Sometimes you can't see the whole picture and actually unless you put it together. And there you are. That's the finished product. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I hope to be able to do more soon and not make as many mistakes. Have a great day all. Bye-bye.